Let's start with chemical bonding. Under chemical bonding, we have ionic bond. Ionic bond is also called as electrovalent bond. So this type of linkage is formed between the oppositely charged chemical species, and this forms by the transfer of electron from one atom to the other permanently. The atom which loses the electron, it becomes positively charged cation, while the other atom which gains the electron, it becomes negatively charged species, and we call it as anion. Let's say for an example, sodium chloride, in which the sodium is losing the electron from its outermost shell and it becomes positively charged. We call it as cation, whereas the chloride ion, which is accepting the electron, which is gaining the electron, it becomes negatively charged, and we call it as anion. Between this Na plus and chloride, the ionic bond is formed. The energetics of ionic bond is calculated using the Coulomb's law. According to the Coulomb's law, E is equal to K, Q1 into Q2 divided by R, where both Q's are the charges of the ion species, whereas R is the internuclear distance and K is the proportionality constant. So using the potential energy, we could able to calculate the bond distance as well as the bond energy. And here the maximum energy would be released when the ions are infinitely close to each other at R is equal to 0. At very short distances, the repulsive electron-electron interactions between electrons on adjacent ions become stronger than the attractive interaction between ions with oppositely charged particles. The total energy of the system is a balance between the attractive as well as the repulsive interactions. The total energy of the system reaches a minimum at R0, the point where the electrostatic repulsions and attractions are exactly balanced. This distance is the same as measured as a bond distance or the bond length. And the next topic is the Born-Haber cycle. This Born-Haber cycle is used to analyze the reaction energy. The reaction energy of a particular reaction is analyzed using the steps involved in Born-Haber cycle. So the steps involved in Born-Haber cycle is almost similar to the process of analyzing Hess's law. So how the Hess's law is used to analyze the enthalpy change, the similar process will be used in Born-Haber cycle also. So before starting with the Born-Haber cycle, we have to know certain concepts which are involved in Born-Haber cycle, which includes ionization energy, electron affinity, dissociation energy, sublimation energy, the heat of formation, and Hess's law. The Born-Haber cycle includes 5 steps through which we could able to determine the energy of a particular reaction. Here, usually we convert the solid substance to gaseous form, and from the gaseous form to ionic form. Then we form a lattice energy and we determine the energy of the overall reaction using this particular Born-Haber cycle. Thank you.